Joining us now, Congressman French Hill from House Financial Services, along with Wall Street Pro and author Carol Roth. It's good to have you both with us tonight. Okay, first to you, Congressman. The president just spoke, touting his student loan bailout, more spending there. But look at what columnist George Will is saying. He's saying Vice President Harris and the president should not run again because Biden falsely claimed Congress passed this bailout. They never voted on it. They never did that. He's saying this false claim is, quote, frightening, and he's questioning Biden's mental condition. That's George Will. For you, Congressman.
Well, Liz, it's great to be with you, Liz and Carol, and I think every American is questioning Joe Biden's fitness. I can't recommend that he run again. But let me tell you, he's talking about inflation as if it's not created by his spending policies. And he's making Jay Powell's job tougher because he's putting up headwinds in face of the rate increases by the Fed. What? Tax increases on energy, more regulatory costs, tax increases on our families, and not unleashing American energy and spending $9 trillion more. Next year's deficit, in my view, with that student loan reduction or student loan forgiveness, it'll be a record.
Yeah, so to what the congressman is saying, spending trillions more, Carol, is making the Fed, job crazier to do rate hikes to stop that inflation. Carol, I'd like you to watch this. The question for voters is this. Watch.
Next Tuesday, all of you will go to the polls. You'll stand there in the polling place and make a decision. I think when you make that decision, it might be well if you would ask yourself, are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
Are you better off today than you were 2 years ago? 2 years ago, you were not making choices between heating and eating.
And that GOP Senate candidate in New Hampshire, by the way, was targeted. He was assaulted, struck in the head before the debate, or around the time of the debate. Carol, your response to what you just heard.
Yeah, I mean, that is the multi-trillion-dollar question. Are you better off? And, with very few exceptions, nobody can say that they are better off. Today, Alignable, who is a small business community, came out with a poll, and they had only 35% of their respondents who identified as Republicans, yet 62% of them said a Republican-controlled Congress would be the best for their business. Yeah. Because small businesses aren't better off, the average American isn't better off, and they want to hold people accountable. So I think that is what this is all going to come down to.
So what Carol just said, it's not registering. What Democrats and Biden are doing, it's not registering because Americans are worried about choosing what to pay for, gas in the tank, heating, or groceries. Show Quinnipiac, show CNN, NPR Marist 538, sudden shifts in voters going to the GOP with less than a week away. But Congressman, the White House claims they're not even meeting, not even talking or preparing for the recession. Watch this.
There are no meetings or anything happening like that in preparing for a recession because, and I'll say this very clearly, and we have said this, our economic team has said this, Secretary Yellen has said this, you heard this from the president. Look, what we're seeing right now is a strong labor market.
So, Congressman, they're not even meeting. I mean, this is all ad hoc and on the fly. I mean, it's not surprising voters feel like they would trust sushi bought at a gas station than what this White House is doing, Congressman.
Oh, my gosh, Liz. I mean, they're not meeting because they don't have a clue. They don't understand that the American people are hurting from inflation, even our seniors, who Joe Biden tried to take credit for the Social Security percentage increase from inflation, not even recognizing he caused it. And look, 8% Social Security increase is the biggest in decades, but it's not good enough when you have 15% increases in food, 60% increases in fuel costs. Our seniors and our hardworking families are still falling behind. And if you're falling behind, that's a recession for your family. And that's why so many don't feel better off than they did 2 years ago when we had low inflation and low unemployment and economic growth.
So Carol, to what the congressman just said, President Biden last night is doubling down on this about, MAGA voters. Nobody out there, the folks out there aren't talking about MAGA voters as a threat to democracy at all. So they're doubling down on a failed strategy that's not registering. Watch that and watch what Democrats have said questioning Trump's election. Watch.
This is also the first election since the events of January 6th, when the armed, angry mob stormed the U.S. Capitol. I wish I could say the assault on our democracy had ended that day, but I cannot.
You can run the best campaign, you can even become the nominee, and you can have the election stolen from you.
How can you win with Russian interference, though?
That's a real
what I'm
thing.
scared about in 2020.
But rightly.
Because I think he's an illegitimate president that didn't really win. So how do you fight against that in 2020?
You are absolutely right.
Trump didn't actually win the election in 2016. He lost the election, and he was put into office because the Russians interfered.
It's hard to see former President Carter there, too. I mean, Carol, what do you make of what's happening here?
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to see that. You know, we heard that Hillary really won because she won the popular vote. I mean, they came up with every single thing that they could possibly come up with. And, you know, at the end of the day, nobody has actually done anything to create any more trust in the election process, Liz. And I think that is the big issue here. I remember doing 2020 coverage on this network, sitting at 2 o'clock in the morning with full makeup and my hair made up. And I'm going, why am I sitting here all gussied up doing this? And people are going home who are counting the votes. So there hasn't been trust that has been instilled in the system. And so obviously people are going to have questions. But to pretend like this is just a one-side issue when we've heard the Democrats say it over and over again based on ridiculous things is just very frustrating.
Yeah, so only Democrats can question election results, Congressman, what Carol is saying. The polls show with 6 days to go, voters' heads are not there. Quinnipiac, CNN, Marist, Gallup polling, the economy and inflation outrank all the other issues. Plus, Democrats have spent $53 million supporting election deniers in the primaries. So what's with all their talk of undermining democracy?
Yeah, the pot is calling the kettle black. When you've got Hillary Clinton saying the 2016 election was stolen, this is all politics. The bottom line is Americans saw a lot of voter concerns during the pandemic, and state legislatures have taken action over the last couple of years to strengthen the integrity of our voting. I think you'll see that in place here. I'm so pleased here in Arkansas that we got ranked by Heritage as the 4th best state for election integrity. I think you've seen that trend all over the country.
Okay, former President Trump holding a rally in Pennsylvania tomorrow for Dr. Oz. Former President Obama also holding a rally for John Fetterman. Former President Obama is increasingly getting heckled. He was heckled last night in Arizona. He got heckled in Detroit. Watch this.
Then other people are talking, and then you get a chance to talk. Set up your own rally. A lot of people worked hard for this. Come on, man.
Discriminates against black people.
Carol, your reaction, final word.
So not a big fan of the heckling tactic, but I do find it hilarious in a hypocritical sort of way that the people who are never civil all of a sudden want to cry about civility.
Congressman Hill, Carol Roth, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to see you both.